video, I'm going to be sharing with you the importance of decreasing importance, why this is so important, and how to get beyond the importance and into a new way of being to where things happen easier than ever. This is a game changer. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you the importance of decreasing importance. I know that's like a mind boggles. How do you do both at the same time? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you. And it's not that you do both at the same time, it's just that it's important to decrease importance. So it's kind of like a play on words. Funny, huh? Anyways, when it comes to this process, understand that importance is an idea that I got from a book called Reality Transurfing. And in it, it talks about importance. Anytime we make something very important, we put that thing on a pedestal and we create the potential for resistance. So for example, it becomes very important that nobody scratches your brand new car. So when you go places, you double park, meaning you park sideways because you don't want anyone to touch your car, which then makes somebody mad. So somebody else will come up to it and like kick your tires or something like that because it's like, bro, why'd you do that? But the idea is that you take extra precaution to make sure that your car doesn't get hit by rocks, all of this other stuff, and by constantly thinking about that thing and having resistance around it, you manifest something happening to where rock hits the side of your car, you parallel park, someone gets mad about it, and then or not parallel park, but you know, double park, and then somebody does something in your car. Who knows? Anytime you make something very important, you create the resistance for it. You got that girl or that guy you like, and you're like, I really hope that this conversation goes very well. It's very important that they look at me and they think, whoa, this person's so attractive. So then you go and you're around that person, you feel very tense, and you're like, I need to say the funny thing, I need to say the funny thing. And then when you go to say the funny thing, it ain't so funny. Because they're looking at you and they're like, bro, do you even decrease importance, bro? And you're like, what? And then you're like, I wish I would have watched that video where Aaron talked about the importance of decreasing importance. But now you're here, so now this may not happen in the future. But you see what I mean? What happens there is you make it very important for something to happen, and then you create resistance around it. You put your goals on a pedestal. You're like, I need and really, really want to be making $100,000 this year. And maybe right now you make $50,000. And you're like, it's really important that I do it. And then what happens is you tense up, you don't see opportunities that could be around you because you're in a tense state of being, and you don't perceive of the reality where you are and easily able to make that 100K in that year. So decreasing importance and importance in general is about understanding that anything you make importance, you create resistance and you create a blockage from you to wherever that is. You may be creating importance around relationships. You may be creating importance around that of your goals. You may be creating importance around the process itself of manifestation, thinking it's so important to figure all this out. Now, the power of understanding this is that then you can begin to take away the importance you are giving things. Now, let's understand it like this. In life, we always get a reflection of that which we are the vibration of. We cannot perceive that which we are not the vibration of. So, if we are making something important, we are saying that we are not of the vibration of that reality. So we get in life a reflection of our vibration. Our vibration is a combination of what we think, how we feel, and what we do. And if these three things are not aligned to that reality because we are infusing it with importance, then we will continue to create blockages around us becoming that version. Now, even more powerful than focusing on what you think, how you feel, and what you do, is focusing on being yourself, being authentic. Because this level paradigm many times is trying to have or do something. And beyond having and doing is simply being. Now this sounds very stereotypical, this sounds very cliche, but like, just be yourself, bro, just be yourself. But the idea is that when you're doing what you're passionate about, there is no importance. When you are in that high vibe state, there is no importance. It is only when we're being someone that we're not that we begin to create importance around it. Many of the things that we think are important are only important because society has told us they are important. Many people say, well, my goal is to do XYZ. XYZ may be just something they were socially conditioned to want. You may want a certain type of car. Say, well, that's my goal. Maybe you really do want the car, but many times the neediness and the importance around it is with the status that somebody thinks they're going to get by getting that type of car. So the key to this is understanding your true goals. What do you really want, and is this tied to your passion, the vibrational frequency of what you love doing? Because when you are aligned to that, that is when amazing things begin to happen. And the key to this is understanding the power of the self-image. But I'm going to be talking about this in a little bit different way than maybe you've ever heard before. It is the self-image in relation to being who we are connected to our passion. Because here's the thing. We always experience in life that which we are the vibration of, and our subconscious mind will always stay consistent to our self-image. And if you see yourself as somebody less than your ideal reality, anything beyond that self-image will be important. For example, if the version of you, or the version of anyone, say someone is making $50,000 a year. They view themselves as only able to make $50,000 a year. They goal themselves at making $100,000 a year. They really, really want to make $100,000 a year. They put it on a pedestal, and it's very important that they do make $100,000 a year. But in that relationship to them thinking about the $100,000 a year is this gap and this blockage that they're creating because they're making it very, very important. This is taking away the vibrational resonance of it. So the key to this is to resonate and to view yourself as the person that is making the $100,000 a year, and knowing that that is natural for you. It is natural. The only way we create resistance around this is when we think that that goal is very, very important. Very, very important means that we aren't currently experiencing it, and vibrational resonance is telling us that we aren't in resonance with it. So see yourself, have the self-image that is natural for you to experience. And when that becomes natural for you to experience, you will then be in alignment with it. But anything you put on a pedestal, anything you make important, you are immediately saying, this is not in vibrational resonance with me. It's about being aware of that and linking up your self-image to the authentic part of who you are. Because your subconscious mind will do everything it can to remain consistent to the way that it sees itself. So this is a little bit of a new idea of understanding it. But when you look at that of decreasing importance, understand that it's always coming from a self-image that is less than the reality you prefer to experience. So the key to this is to see your goals as natural. To align how you think, how you act, how you feel. These are the three things that make up your vibration. Align these three things to the naturalness of the reality you want without feeling needy, like I really, really hope this happens. Instead, see it as natural and align those to that reality. By taking action, by feeling the emotions, by thinking the thoughts, but no, it's a natural process. It doesn't have to be something that's very important, and it doesn't have to be something that's put on a pedestal. And by doing that, you will let go of the importance, let go of the resistance, and align with it easier than ever. So, with this process, understand that it's much easier than you thought. With the law of attraction in general, many people make it very, very, very important that things happen. And if something doesn't happen according to the mind, they assume, oh, it's not going to happen, or this isn't going to manifest. The key is trusting the process and looking at how you relate to the process of manifestation. Understand, manifestation is a natural byproduct for the way reality works. So there is no trying necessary. Try, do, or do not. There is no try. That's what Yoda said that. And it's so true, because the more you try to do something is the more you are emphasizing that you aren't already there. Resistance is created when you try. Resistance is created when you make your goals very important. Resistance is created from when you are emphasizing in the present moment that you are not where you want to be, and if you could only attract that from over there to into here, then the moment would be complete. The key is to let go of the resistance by knowing that everything is as it should be. This is where we bridge that of the Western philosophy or the goal setting with that of the Eastern philosophy of letting go. Don't make it very important, because the importance creates the resistance. See it as natural for you to align how you think, how you act, and how you feel to that of what you want to experience. See that as a part of who you are, because your self-image is always going to be consistent to the reality you experience. See yourself as that authentic part of you. And the best way to do that, as I've mentioned before, is your passion. I don't create excess potential when I make these videos. I don't create excess potential when I'm going for my goals, because these goals are connected to my heart. When your goals are connected to egotistical desires, and I'm not saying this is always bad. I want a Tesla, okay? I'll get a Tesla. But the idea behind it is that I'm not making the Tesla very, very important, and I don't just want a Tesla because I think it's gonna like make me look really cool to all my friends. I want a Tesla because I think that Teslas are really cool, and I think I would enjoy driving one, and I love the idea of what Tesla represents. So that's why I want one. It's more authentically connected. If you only want hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because it'll make you look cool to your friends, it's emphasizing the ego. It's not always bad. I'm not saying it's okay to be like, oh, remember that teacher that told me I wouldn't ever amount to anything? Remember these people that said, oh, you don't do this, you're going to be a loser? Look at me now. I get it, but be aware of where it's really coming from, because when your goals are connected to your passion, it's like magical things happen. And there is no importance there, because it's a natural flow of who you are. You're in that high vibrational state. That high vibrational state lets go and diffuses all that importance. So the key to decreasing importance is your self-image, understanding that you always get in life that which is equal to the way that you see yourself, understanding that you also always get in life that which is of your vibrational resonance, how you think, how you act, and how you feel. And the key to changing and to these three things is aligning these three things with the reality that you want to experience, where you achieving your goals is natural. For example, when I think of my goals, just to give you a little bit of a basis here, I think of me traveling the world, speaking in front of thousands of people in seminars, helping people to transform their lives. I think of myself going to amazing restaurants, hanging out with cool people and networking and doing all these cool things. When I think of that, I don't think of that like, I really, really hope that happens one day, and if only it could, it would make me complete, and right now everything sucks. My life is already amazing. I view myself as grateful in the present moment, and I think that that is just a nice eventual step. But I also align how I think, act, and feel to that version of me, to where that is natural. That's not crazy, that is natural. And the way that I can bridge that is by looking at my life where I currently am and to see what is already in characteristic similar to it. For example, I already can push a button on Instagram and talk to hundreds of people in a couple minutes. So I already am doing some type of speaking in a live interaction type way. I could do the same thing on that of YouTube Live and have thousands of people there. So when I see this, I'd be like, well, there's not that much difference. It's just one's in person, one's like this. I can already bridge that gap because it's already natural. So how can you apply this? Well, you may say, well, I want to attract a certain type of relationship in my life, and I want to find my lover. But you put it on a pedestal. And you think, well, it's really important that I attract this person to my life, so that creates resistance. Instead, what you do is you say, what in my life already shows me that I'm grateful for the relationships I already have? You may say, well, I have a great relationship with my sister, my mom, my dad. I already have a relationship with these people, and it's great. So if I already have a relationship with them, what's to say I can't have a relationship with someone else in a deeper way? You may say, well, it's already natural for me to attract someone in my life because I attracted someone in my life so many months ago or years ago. So I've done it before. You see, there's ways of looking at your current life and being grateful for where you are, being grateful for the people already in your life, and by doing so, you start to get into the vibrational resonance of that reality that you want to experience. So the key to this whole process is being able to see yourself as natural for you to accomplish what you want. And the way that you do this is through linking up how you think, act, and feel with your passion. I'm thinking about my passion every day because I love what I do. I'm doing my passion every day because I'm making videos, I'm doing things and adding to this of what I love doing. I'm feeling the emotions of my passion because they all link into play. And honestly, when you do like 2 of these, a lot of times the other one will link into play. If you're like, well, you're feeling passionate and you're thinking passionately, you're going to feel inspired to do something passionately. If you're doing something and thinking passionately, you're going to feel passionate. If you're feeling and thinking passionately, you're eventually going to do it. You see, it all interlinks into each other. So remember, your vibration is a combination of what you think, feel, and do. When you align this vibrational resonance with the reality where you accomplishing your goals is natural, you then start to decrease importance. Decreasing importance is the key to letting go of resistance. Anytime we put a goal on a pedestal, anytime we put a person on a pedestal, we immediately say and separate us from them. We say, you're over there, I'm over here. We are emphasizing that separation between our goals, the people, whatever it is. The key is to see it as natural for you to accomplish what you want, and to then have that self-image and to really link that self-image to what you are passionate about. Because when you're in that high vibe state, everything aligns anyways. But don't put things on a pedestal. And the best way that you do that is by seeing it as natural for you to be doing what you love. See it as natural for you to be experiencing that reality. And by doing so, you will then be in vibrational resonance with that reality. Because the version of you, imagine right now the version of you that is doing exactly what you want to be doing for a living. Imagine the version of you that is in the perfect relationship. Imagine the version of you that gets to travel the world, or that gets whatever you like doing. If you don't like traveling the world, then it's cool. That's living the kind of lifestyle you really like. Now, as you imagine that version of you, what is your body language like? What is the tonality in your voice like? Is your voice buttery smooth? And you just feel so confident all the time? Is it, and how do you appear? How do you interact with other people? All of these different things that you're looking at right now, you can see how that version of you acts. Now, one thing's for certain. That version of you does not have that reality on a pedestal, because that is that version of you that is already living that life. So the key is linking up your thoughts, emotions, and actions to that version of you, knowing that that is all natural for your life experience. If it's on a pedestal, it is emphasizing that this is not who I am. This is why many people that win the lottery, they haven't changed their self-image. They end up losing. They may win $100 million and lose it all because they haven't linked up their self-image to them being worthy to have all of that money. So what do? They come in with the self-image of, I don't have enough. Many of them come from more middle class levels or less. So when they get all that money, they don't have the mentality or the level of understanding of what to do with it and how to manage it. They end up losing it all due to taxes or whatever else it is. That is because their self-image has not linked up to the reality where that is natural for them to experience it. And because of that, they end up losing it all. Then guess what? They end up at the same exact self-image of where they started. And they see themselves as only able to make maybe $50K a year, even though they have hundreds of millions of dollars or $100 million. It is because there is that gap in vibrational resonance, because they don't see themselves as worthy of how they are experiencing their life. So what we can learn from this is link to the reality where we are doing what we love. See it as natural for us to experience what we want. Align how we think, act, and feel to our heart, to our passion, to what we love doing, and we will then start to experience that reality in our life. This is the importance of decreasing importance. It's a paradox. That's what I was looking for earlier. You see, this whole video comes completely full circle. Couldn't remember the word. It's a paradox. With that being said, the most powerful meditation I've ever created is a completing the past meditation that will help you to let go of the old vibration of the importance reality. It is one that you can just read the comments to see what is possible for you. It's a YouTube video. Listen to it for 21 days. It will transform your life. When you complete the patterns of the past, you no longer have to repeat the past, and you start to then live in 100% worthiness, wholeness, and completeness. It's the most powerful meditation I created. You'll see it at the top of the description box below. Also, I'm going to be doing more live and Q&As on Instagram. I did an Instagram live Q&A yesterday. We had over 100 people on. It was really cool. A lot of interaction. I've been doing more of them. If you want to be a part of them, you'll see the link right over here. Also, I post twice a day over there as well, so you get premium content, native content other than YouTube there as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video. If you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification here next to the subscribe button to see the daily vids. YouTube says that you gotta do that now. You gotta hit the notification bell to see the daily vids. I got videos every single day coming. A lot of good stuff coming. I'm excited to share it with you. Other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.